What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be getting into my Week 7 college football predictions. It is crazy that it's already this long, but anyway, let's get into it. Starting out with Week 6, my predictions that I got right and what I got wrong. Did pick the Oklahoma Sooners to pull off the upset over the Longhorns. Clearly was wrong. Longhorns were clearly the better football team, and Oklahoma was just spiraling out of control right now. I did pick the Tigers to pull off an upset over Tennessee. I got that upset wrong, so 2 upsets already down the drain. I did get the TCU game right over Kansas. That was a good game. I did pick Utah to beat UCLA, but UCLA was able to come on top in that one. Did pick North Carolina to beat Miami. They survived that game. I did pick UTSA to beat Western Kentucky. UTSA won. I did pick Kansas State to pull off the win over Iowa State. Iowa State to pull off the win over Kansas State, but I did get that one wrong. Kansas State won by 1 point, and Iowa State comes off another very, very heartbreaking loss there. Did pick the Wolfpack to beat Florida State, and they got that win just barely. Did pick the Trojans to beat Washington, and I got that one right, and I did pick Notre Dame to beat BYU. So anyway, let's get into my Week 7 picks right now. As my record last week, I went 6-4. That's going to leave me at 39-20. I haven't been doing too well the past few weeks, so I'm looking to turn things around this week. Starting out with the Penn State-Michigan game, a big game for the Big Ten. Penn State obviously undefeated at 5-0, the number 10 team. Michigan undefeated at 6-0, the number 5 team. Yeah, I do think the Wolverines are the better football team in this game. They're at home as well, but I could very well see Penn State coming up with an upset in that one right there. Moving on here, we're going to have the Kansas Jayhawks traveling to Oklahoma to take on the Sooners. The Sooners have looked really bad lately. I don't see it changing here. I got the Jayhawks to get their 6th win of the season right there. Moving on down here, we're going to have the Minnesota Golden Gophers taking on Illinois, the Fighting Illini. Illinois has had a surprising start to the year. Minnesota also has had a good season. They did lose right there. Let me get this up real quick. Sorry, guys. Let me find this. So, yeah, Illinois has beaten some good teams as well. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Fighting. Actually, something tells me that Minnesota's going to pull off this upset here. I know they're coming off a tough loss a few weeks ago where they were undefeated. They were trying to secure their spot, but I honestly have faith in Minnesota here to pull off an upset and beat the Fighting Illini. They lost to Purdue last week. So I think that they're going to have a big bounce-back game today. Moving on down here, a huge game between the Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Tennessee Volunteers, a battle of undefeateds. And Tennessee, they've had a lot of big wins this year. Alabama, really, honestly, haven't looked too great to start at the year. So I think this might be their first loss of the season. This is probably their toughest game remaining. Yeah, Tennessee, they've beat Florida, they beat LSU, they've beat Pitt in overtime. Just really have had a solid start. I honestly think that this one, I just have a feeling, man, Tennessee's going to pull off a huge upset over Alabama in this game. Alabama usually has one of those games where they have a little bit of a tough loss, and I don't think this year's going to be any different for them. So I'm going to go Tennessee. Oklahoma State against TCU, another big undefeated matchup here. The Horned Frogs coming off a big win over the Jayhawks, and Oklahoma State staying undefeated right here. I am going to go with the Cowboys. I do think the Cowboys are slightly the better team over TCU, so that's the reason behind that. But that game can go either way, man. These games start to just get harder and harder I could see all of these games going the other way. Moving on down here, we're going to have the NC State traveling to Syracuse to take on the Syracuse Orange. Another good game here. NC State's number 15 in the country. Syracuse is 18. NC State looking to get their sixth win of the year, as well as Syracuse. I'm going to go Syracuse here at home in this game. Syracuse has played very solid over the past few weeks. Been a surprise candidate. This ACC has looked a lot better than a lot of people anticipated. So I'm going to go Syracuse in that one to get the job done. And then we're going to move on down here to Clemson, traveling to Florida State to take on the Seminoles. The Tigers looking to stay undefeated, and I don't think the Seminoles are going to have enough firepower to hand them their first loss of the year. So I'm going to go Clemson in that game. Let's move on down here. We're going to have the Mississippi State Bulldogs taking on the Kentucky Wildcats. Another good game. Two ranked teams. Man, how many of these are there? Jeez. Okay. Mississippi State, they've looked very nice the past few weeks. Meanwhile, Kentucky, they got Will Levy's in there, so he's gonna probably have a good game here. But Mississippi State, man, they have looked good over the past few weeks. I'm gonna go Kentucky in this one. I think that Will Levy's is gonna have a big game for Kentucky and gonna lead his team to a win. And I don't know, man. Mississippi State, I know they've had a good season, but I'm gonna go Kentucky. Let's move on down here. The USC Trojans taking on the Utah Utes. Utes at home in this one. This is a big game for the Utes. They have struggled this year. USC, man, they have looked very good to start out the year, and they're looking to stay undefeated. Honestly, though, I'm going to go with the Utah Utes in this game. I think that being at home, they have struggled to start out the year. USC might be counting them out a bit, but Utah is a good football team. They've just struggled. So I'm going to go with Utah in this game to take down USC, but I could very well see USC winning. And then let's move on down here. Oregon State taking on Washington State in this game. Oregon State being at home. I am going to go with the Washington State upset apparently in this game. I think that they are the better football team and are going to be able to take down Oregon State. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this video today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the content. Comment down below your Week 6 predictions. And anyway, peace.